She had just ended a 6-year relationship with Joe Alwyn. A quiet, private love story suddenly replaced with Matty Healy, one of the most unpredictable, controversial artists in music. Fans were confused. Some were furious. Others were convinced it was all fake. But what if there was more to the story? This is how Taylor Swift's shortest, strangest relationship took over the internet. Before the headlines, before the photos, before the chaos, there was Joe. For 6 years, Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn kept things low-key. No red carpets, no PDA, just a quiet love behind the scenes. He inspired songs, he helped write some, and fans thought he was the one. But in April 2023, everything changed. News broke that Taylor and Joe had quietly split. No scandal, no statement, just done. And barely a month later, a new name started trending. Matty Healy, the frontman of the 1975. Known for his music, yes, but also for his unpredictable, chaotic energy, his controversies, his reputation. And here's the kicker. This wasn't their first connection. In 2014, rumors swirled that Taylor and Matty were flirting, liking each other's posts, wearing each other's merch. But it fizzled out fast. So when Matty suddenly appeared at her shows, backstage, and eventually at her side, it didn't just feel fast. It felt like a total identity shift. The internet didn't just notice. It erupted. One moment, Swifties were mourning the end of a 6-year love story. The next, they were seeing Taylor linked to Matty Healy, a man known as much for controversy as for music. And fans, they were pissed. Some called it a betrayal. Others said it didn't even seem real, but the loudest voices were asking the same thing. Why him? TikTok lit up with side eyes and theory videos. Twitter threads broke down Matty's past, podcast clips, edgy jokes, problematic interviews. Old headlines resurfaced fast. This wasn't just a new relationship. It was damage control waiting to happen. And yet, Taylor said nothing. No confirmations, no denials, just a wave of blurry paparazzi pics, and Matty spotted mouthing lyrics during her shows. To some, it looked like chaos. To others, it looked like a distraction. And then, just like that, it was everywhere. Matty started popping up at Taylor's shows, backstage, in the crowd, singing along with fans. At one show, he even played guitar for Phoebe Bridgers right before Taylor went on stage. Paparazzi caught them leaving venues together, holding hands, grabbing coffee, spotted in matching outfits, and every photo just added fuel to the fire. To some fans, it looked sweet, exciting, a chaotic new chapter. But to others, it felt performative, like a relationship trying to prove itself real, just a little too hard. Even the timing felt off. This wasn't months after her breakup with Joe. This was weeks, days. The wounds were still fresh. And now Matty was mouthing her lyrics like he'd been there all along. Every move they made became content, edits, breakdowns, reactions. And while Taylor stayed silent, the headlines kept getting louder. And just as quickly as it began, it started to fade. No more photos, no more sightings, no more energy. Matty stopped showing up at her shows. Paparazzi stopped catching them together. And Taylor still said nothing. There was no breakup post, no public fallout, just silence. For a while, fans clung to hope. Maybe they were just keeping things private. Maybe it was still happening behind the scenes. But slowly, the signs disappeared. He stopped wearing her merch. She stopped being asked about him. Then came the reports. They were no longer seeing each other. Some sources said it wasn't that serious. Others said it simply ran its course. No drama, no mess, just a relationship that entered the spotlight and quietly slipped away. But even in silence, people had questions. Was it real? Was it rebound? Was it love? Or was it something else entirely? So, what was this? Was it real? A messy rebound? A PR move? Or just two artists caught in the chaos of timing? One theory says it was comfort. Two musicians, two weirdos, both fresh out of something. Maybe they found connection in the madness, even if it wasn't built to last. Another theory, it was a distraction. Taylor had just started the Eras Tour. The Joe breakup was still raw. Matty, loud, unpredictable, was the perfect smoke bomb. Some fans believe it was about power. Taylor rebranding, reclaiming her narrative, choosing chaos over sadness. And Matty, he got the biggest media moment of his career. Or maybe it was just timing. Two people crossing paths at the wrong moment. The history was there. The spark was real. But the foundation? Too shaky to hold. No matter how you frame it, one thing's clear. This wasn't just a summer fling. It was a storm. A fast, loud, confusing storm. And it left a mark. In the end, Taylor and Matty were never built to last. Too fast, too loud, too many eyes watching something that maybe wasn't meant to be seen. Some say it was love. Some say it was a rebound. But for a few strange, messy weeks, it was the only thing anyone could talk about. And now, it's just another headline in the rear view. So, what do you think? Was it real? Or just another Hollywood illusion? Drop your theory in the comments and tell me which couple to cover next. Because in this town, there's always another heartbreak coming.